Okay, I think
Recording
we're live.
Recording started. I think the recording started, but I don't. Yeah, we're live. You and
Are
I are
we?
live, and it's recording. It's just recording
Okay.
us. Now I don't know if you're broadcasting to any pages or anything like
I
that.
am, yeah. Yeah, it should be on YouTube and Instagram. I set it up that way, but you
Okay,
know, this is my
perfect.
first time, so it could be totally done wrong.
What's your name on YouTube?
Mo M-O High H-I-G-H Tight T-I-G-H-T.
Yep, high and tight.
Yeah.
I don't see any lives yet, so
well,
it must not be going over there. It must just be the recording.
Okay, well, at least I'm recording, and that way I can still upload it later.
That is true.
Deal. No big deal. That's why I started the recording, just in case I junk this up somehow.
So now what I'm going to do now is take this and copy it and share it over to my pages.
Nice. Thank you for that. That's really cool.
Let's see. I guess I don't see the button on here. Typically, it's a button on here where you can share this out, and I'm shocked that there's not one here.
You know, it might be because I've got the free version of StreamYard. I didn't pay for all the extra bells and whistles. And if this is my first experience using it, I don't think I want to pay for all extra bells and whistles.
Exactly.
Right?
That would not be good. That would defeat the purpose.
Okay, well, let's just go on with it.
Let's go, bro.
As if it was live. We'll just go ahead and do this. I got a little script here I want to read from. I'll do an introduction, and then I'll let you do yours, and then we'll get into it.
Let's go.
Sound good? Okay. All right. So, hey, everyone. Welcome to the big show. My name is David Huckins. I'm the owner of High and Tight, LLC, which is a micro business or a social equity business in Missouri. I won a dispensary license in the Missouri Micro Business Program in 2024. I'm currently trying to get that going. I'm needing a location, partners, investors to get it going. I'm in the early stages of planning. In the meantime, I'm doing this podcast to bring awareness to cannabis in Missouri and also to micro business and social equity programs around the U.S. in general. If you're interested in being a guest on my podcast, or if you have an interest in cannabis, hit me up on social media. I would love to have chat with you. You can get a hold of me at High HIGHTIGHT.com or mohightight at Gmail, or you can find me on Mo High Tight on YouTube or 420 High Tight on Instagram. You can search for me on Facebook, High and Tight LLC. Also, if you want some free advertising, SMYS, or send me your swag. I'll display your banner or wear your hat or your shirt. I'll totally pimp it up for you and give you a shout out as well. Tonight, we're going to have an interesting guest. I had a guest scheduled, but that person canceled last minute on me. And so I was like, well, you know what? I'm all set up. Let me go on Facebook and see if anybody's interested in being on my podcast. And this gentleman, Levon Hamilton, did I get that right, brother?
Yep. They all call me v9GROWS420 or just V9.
Okay.
I don't mind you sharing my name. I don't mind.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just came on and said, hey, I'll be a guest. So I was like, okay, great. Let's do it. So I'm going to let him do his introduction now. He's going to tell you what he's about and what he's doing.
What up? It's your boy. It's your motherfucking boy, v9GROWS420. What's up, you guys? I'm chilling with my man, Dave. I can't wait to tell you guys about what I got going on. I run Missouri's first live stream cannabis grow series here in Missouri. I've been doing it for 5.5, almost 6 years now. In August will be 6 years, August 20th. Will be 6 years, so 5.5 years actually. 10,000 total followers, 13 sponsors. Every Tuesday at 7 on Facebook and Instagram, I do a live stream. I'm on the front cover of Greenway magazine. As a matter of fact, I will show you guys that right here.
Look at that.
Greenway.
Wow,
it's a little tore up, but because it's been around the block a few times. But
you're showing it to everybody.
You all can see, your boy's on the front cover of Greenway magazine.
Look at that. Wow.
And I also have my logo printed in the June 2021 edition of High Times.
Oh,
High Times
wow.
magazine. My logo is indeed printed on here.
What?
v9GROWS420, and it's autographed by the wrestler, the Godfather, WWE Hall of Famer Godfather.
Wow.
Autographed this.
Wow.
I
That's
actually
cool.
sat with him at a nasty class event, a rosin bowl, a rosin cup, and sat with him. But the chair that he was in was very uncomfortable. So I gave him my chair, was very comfortable. He autographed the back of it and autographed
nice.
the magazine for me. So yeah, I've done a few things and hung out with some cool people.
Nice. That was very interesting. I didn't know all that was going to happen. I wanted to, before we get into the meat and the potatoes of the show, I'd like to start off by offering you some free seeds.
Hey,
Complimentary gift from one of my past guests from GI Genetics.
GI Genetics. I never heard of them before.
Yep. GI Genetics. He's a friend of mine. He is a former Army combat veteran, just like myself, and all his stuff is military themed. I would appreciate it if you and the people here would support him. You can find his seeds by going to seedsherenow.com. You can contact him on Instagram by going to GI Genetics. And he sent me a ton of seeds to share with my guests. Let me show you what he's got, and I'll let you pick something from the prize package here. These are all really cool.
Well, more than likely, what I'll do is I'll take those seeds and I'll re-gift them.
Oh, nice. Well, I'll send you a couple then.
I'll re-gift them to my viewers. My viewers love. I do tons of seed giveaways. So
nice. That would be really cool. Yeah, that would really help my friend. He would much appreciate that. The first thing I want to show you is this. He's got this, like I said, all his stuff is military themed. He's got this little grenade here.
Grenade.
And when you open it up, he's got a little seed packet, and all his seed packets are shaped like a little MRE. A little MRE package.
Wow.
Is that dope or what? That's so cool.
Wow.
So here we got
a ration container.
We got
it rations.
He's got this is let's see, spent brass and alien technology. This is a good one here.
Spent brass alien technology crossed with okay, so it's spent brass as alien technology crossed with 24 karat. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so I never heard of these strains.
This is a really cool little
alien
little
technology
case, because you can open this up. I mean, this case is really cool. You could put a glass pipe or something in here, when you're done with your seeds. That's a really nice little case.
So I'm looking up alien technology right now. The strain alien technology, is actually a Afghani land race phenotype.
Nice.
It says this indica cannabis plant hails from Afghanistan and is a pure land race marijuana strain. Pure land race. The beautiful plant of alien technology has a fluffy green buzz, dark emerald patches covered with orange brown pistils. It's a straight indica, straight pure 100% indica.
Beautiful.
And then 24 karat. Let's look that one up. I've never heard of that one. That's a new one. For me, it is.
I hadn't heard of it either. It was new to me too.
All right, here we go. 24 karat. It's a cross up of kosher Kush and Tangy combined into one. That's 24 karat. So they took kosher Kush, Tangy, crossed it with Afghani. That's what you have in your hand.
Nice. So here's another really cool thing. This is if you don't recognize what this is like a mock-up of a 40 millimeter
grenade launcher.
Grenade, right? Yeah.
Grenade launcher.
You open this bad boy up, and there's some seeds and some stickers in here.
And that means he's done. Oh, that means he'll love this then. That means he'll love this.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful. That means
he'll love this thing.
Hell yeah.
The carnivore can.
Nice.
The ammo crate, baby. The ammo crate. It was beef jerky in here. It was beef jerky.
I got an ammo can just like that came with cigars in it.
Yep, nothing. Completely empty. Just souvenir. I keep it for a souvenir because it's nice.
So this other one is
Some M80 bullets go in there normally, but not this time.
We got some
Durban
weapons of
poison.
mass destruction.
Some Durban poison crossed with spent brass. Oh. So that other one was spent brass too.
Yeah, yep.
Spent brass, alien technology crossed with 24 karat. What's spent brass? What is that?
Here's my
GI genetics.
Yep, GI genetics.
It comes up as, even Seed Finder has it as. That's dope. Okay, so the strain that the last one that we got is called spent brass. The crosses are the alien technology crossed with 24 karat. This one is the same two ones, alien technology and 24 karat, now crossed with Durban poison.
Right.
Interesting.
You'll like this.
Very, very interesting.
You'll like this next one. This next one is Tropical Trooper, Maui Wowie crossed with spent brass.
Ooh, Trop Trooper, Maui Wowie, and spent two land races, an Afghani, a Hawaiian, and an, oh man, that's crazy.
This was a good one. This one. Just let me know which one you want. We got some more to look at.
Send me the last two you sent, the Durban cross one and the Maui one.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So you want these two?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got it. I'll put those aside for you. I'll quickly go through some of these others. He was nice enough to send me these seeds.
That's dope.
We got he's got a few in here that are not released yet. This one is called KP. It's lamb's bread and permanent profile.
Ooh, permanent profile is a permanent marker cross. I can already tell.
And he's got, this one is flashbang. It's black African magic.
A flashbang.
Brass.
Wow.
And this one, I think, this is a 5-pack. It's called Red Shooter. It's an alien shooter crossed with Panama Red.
Ooh, Panama Red. Ooh, I had an Angola Red.
So he sent me a lot of good stuff. And that was very nice of him. I picked out 3 or 4 things that I wanted, and then I just was like, I'll give everything else away.
Smart man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is smart, because now he gets a free commercial at the top of every one of my podcasts until I give all this stuff away.
Very smart man.
Yeah, right?
Very
if he had time, he probably would have got on here and jumped on here and told everybody about his seeds. He's going to actually help do a podcast with me tomorrow night.
Okay.
He's going to be a co-host. Him and some other people are supposed to be co-hosts while I interview somebody. And it's going to be the a new podcast I'm launching called The Slightly Informed Opinions of Dave.
The Slightly Informed Opinions of Dave.
Yeah. It's a more casual format.
Now, what happens if another guy named Dave shows up?
Well, I hate to tell you, but you have to be only slightly informed to show up if your name is Dave.
How about I say, well, another guy named Dave just shows up and say, hey, do my opinions count too? I'm just saying, you dropped it.
Right.
You dropped it.
Right. What could you do?
Oh, that is crazy, man.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. That podcast usually runs a little bit long. I like to do like a real serious interview for the first bit of it, and then at the last part of it, it's just people talking, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds like a great podcast format. You've got a nice balance. Real serious interview, first part.
I can hear something back on talking.
My phone picked that up and it's talking to me now. Did you hear that? My phone's been spying on me the whole time.
The whole time, spying on you. That's why I don't know, man. Maybe listen to everything you saying, man.
I didn't even ask for it to do anything. I don't even know what's happening right now. You're freaking me out, technology.
They plotting on you. They plotting on you, brother.
Well, I always thought they were. Now I have proof. I must have hit I got a I'm using AI like a lot of people are these days. I'm using the Google one, Gemini. I must have
Gemini,
hit the
I hate that
Gemini
damn
button.
thing. I can't stand the new Gemini.
Oh, really? Why? How come you don't like it? Do you have one that you like better? And tell me why.
The old Hey Google shit work better.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? So I mean, when I first started my live streams, when I first started streaming, like even like the idea of like teaching, like I just one of my main focuses, I didn't really want to talk over anybody's head. It's one of the biggest things, because watching live streams on but on YouTube, like from some of the like big YouTubers like Canucks Grow, Wizard NPK, Callie Green, and all those guys, and Kyle Cushman and some of those guys, like they gave you bits and pieces of information because they didn't want their videos to stretch too long, because a person's attention span is so short.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays it is. So I lost information because I'm like, I didn't know how you did that. How'd you do that again? He didn't explain it. And then the comment section didn't help either. So that's what drove me to do live streams, because if you miss information in a live stream, you can just ask the question in the chat box and then they'll recover it. Versus in the video, you can't go back and have them do it. They already recorded the video.
That's true. Yeah. I think with my format, I'm just trying to kind of bring awareness, to what I'm doing and talk about cannabis in Missouri. I like to talk about micro business when I can, highlight relevant vendors. And I used to do a weekly podcast for the micro business community in Missouri because that's where my interest is. But that kind of backfired on me. So now I'm just only doing the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with just doing the podcast.
So I've heard some, I'm in this group. We're in the same, I think, Facebook group on Facebook, and that's kind of how we bumped into each other. And I had somebody the other day. I wanted to see if you had an opinion about this. Everybody's got an opinion about everything. But I was talking about trying to get podcast guests and what my content was about and stuff like that. And I was telling people that I'm a micro business guy in Missouri. And I had somebody say that if you even mention social equity in a podcast, it will hurt your viewership. Have you heard that? That was you that said that? Oh, okay, great. I would love to hear you expand on that.
So I don't mind expanding on that at all, because it's a topic that I brought up a couple times. I've brought up social equity issues in my podcast before. And one of the things that has always come up is like lack of representation for people who look like me in particular. And that's displayed all over the country. It isn't just in Missouri. You can just look coast to coast at every legal state. You can almost never find a person of color who owns a cannabis business at all. And if you do, it's far and few. So I guess my entire point of that was, okay, if this is the representation of the business in the industry as a whole, yet why is that same representation not represented in the prison system? Because last time I checked, people who look like me get arrested about 7 or 8 more times than anybody else for the same exact thing that people who don't look like me are making money for right now. That's my only issue.
Truth.
I'm like, if I got to go to jail for it, then I should be first in line to get a business.
I know,
but that'll never happen, and no one wants to hear that kind of rhetoric, because then it's like, oh my God, you're whining again, you're complaining, here we go again. Oh my God, y'all making it racial. Well, those are the comments that I got.
Let me expand on that a little bit by saying first that I know of only 3 Black people of color, people of any color in the Missouri micro business program that got licenses. They're all in the St. Louis area.
Yep. Luxury Leaf, Viola Cannabis, and I want to say possibly maybe what's his name? Elitist, the Elitist brand guys. I think them. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I'm talking about micro businesses specifically.
Oh, micro business. Okay. Luxury Leaf don't count. Luxury Leaf, Viola don't count.
Okay.
They didn't get micro license. They got
I can't think of the one name. The other is Deer Owl Family Farms and Bipolar Times.
I don't
And
know.
so they're from the St. Louis area. You might know some that
Well,
I don't know.
I was born and raised in St. Louis. So
Oh,
I mean,
really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, even though I live in Kansas City, I was born and raised in downtown St. Louis.
Oh, okay. You know, we're going to get off topic here, but I was in St. Louis a few months ago. That place is cray cray. You're driving. People just run red lights there like it's nothing. I was like, I stopped at a red light and people behind me were honking, telling me to get the hell out of the way.
In certain parts of the town, you don't sit there. You go through that motherfucker.
Right, right. I'm obeying the law, and people are making me feel like I'm the a-hole. You know,
fuck the law in St. Louis when they come to driving. They just drive through the lights, bro.
The people were telling me, unless you're committing a felony, the cops do not care. They're too busy. They're not going to stop and give anybody a ticket for running a red light, so people don't bother to, stop.
They ain't got no time for that, bro.
Yeah.
Anybody got time for that?
Right.
They don't have time.
Oh, and the other point that I wanted to make about the social equity in Missouri, if you read the eligibility criteria for getting in a license on the social equity program, it really sounds like they tried to gear it towards people who have faces like yours. You know,
but here's the problem. Here's the problem. So,
but where are they?
So that came up in the first round of licenses before the micro licenses even came out. I don't know if you remember how DHSS got in a lot of trouble because of the scoring system.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't remember that? Okay, so what happened was DHSS got into a lot of trouble because of who they hired to do their scoring. It was a company out of Las Vegas that had only been in business a year and had only done like one, and they had done none. They never done scoring at all. So they went through them and did all the scoring. For some odd reason, in the social equity part is where all the drama showed up at. The points that were given and points that were taken away for the exact same questions that were answered almost identically by everybody. Yet one person would get points, the other person would get no points. Makes no. So it was a social equity questions about like location and like how serving the community and XYZ. The questions came and it was, I promise you, people took pictures of the stuff and got screenshots and said, look at their answers, look at my answers. They're basically identical. I just changed the name of the business, quote unquote, or what I was doing or gearing towards, but they got all the points and I got no points for that section, for that entire section. 400 and some odd points gone. How does that make any sense? Because it was 10 questions. It was 10 questions, 40 points a question.
My understanding, at least in round 2, was that they used the Missouri lottery to randomly pick winners for the round.
That was round 2. That was round 2.
So
round 1.
Round 1 was different then. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, round 1 was really.
I didn't know that. Oh wow.
Round 1 is about as shady as a goddamn tree in the fall.
Well, round 2 has gotten a lot shadier too, because there's a lot of people that are getting licenses that got them through means that are maybe, I don't know, questionable. In other words, there's a lot of people right now that got notice of pending revocation because the DHSS didn't like something about the way they submitted their license, or they did some shenanigans in the background after the license was issued or something like that. I don't know exactly what happened, but a lot of licenses.
It's always some bullshit. That's how I look at it. It's always some bullshit. And in my opinion, see, here's my thing. They made it so impossible, especially for people of color. They made it, and here's another thing. I want people who are going to watch this. I want them to understand something very, very quickly. I'm about to say something that's going to trigger some people, but do not take this the wrong way. Do not, and I mean do not, because it is just a word. Listen to what I'm saying. The word minority comes up a lot in the applications. The problem with the word minority is how it's defined today and how it was defined for the last 25 years. The word minority is now defined as anybody who is not, I repeat, is not a white male.
That sounds right.
So if you put a white female who has a white male husband who's well off, got a lot of connections, you ain't got to put his name on the application. Just put hers. How shady is that? How about they change that language and not use the word minority? How about you use marginalized? How about you use oppressed? How about you use certain groups of people, how about use POC, people of color in specific? Then you can't use the other side of that, because then that's basically a cheat code, so to speak. It's a cheat code. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what's happening. They're using wording, changing wording, and now we can go around the system. And we still ain't got to include your ass, because now we can include my wife. See what I'm saying? See, I'm just calling it. I'm calling a spade a spade.
Sure. And I'm
but when I bring that stuff up, when I bring those kind of topics up, when I talk about that kind of stuff, it's not met with positivity. Oh my God, here you go. Oh my God, talking about this again. Oh my God, we don't want to hear about this. Enough of this crap. This is what I get. No support. I mean, where's the support?
Oh wow, that's not how I feel at all. I like
how most people. That's how most
input,
folks
as
feel.
long as it's not presented in a negative way. You know, like
that's how most folks feel.
You know what I mean?
Most folks feel the polar opposite. They don't.
Oh well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I really want to hear other people's opinions. In fact, I wanted to expand on your conversation in the Facebook group. So I'm glad that you're here. This is awesome. So we could do it in person. This is perfect.
They do not want to hear it. I mean, I basically expanded on it already.
Did you know that the DHSS did a town hall for the micro business recently? Yeah, they did. And they were talking, one of the main topics they were talking about was the notice of pending revocation that people got, and how they weren't getting much support in trying to figure out how to rectify their notice of pending revocation from the state. And the other big topic was pending rule changes that the state wants to do that they haven't started yet. But what they want to do is in round 3. Now, round 3 is getting delayed due to shenanigans that are going on in round 2 that they're trying to prevent in the next round. So what they're wanting to do is pre-screen all applicants before they even get put into the lottery. That's one thing that they're potentially talking about doing. So in other words,
here's my thing. No disrespect to any of that stuff. Here's my thing. Unless they're talking about putting some people of color first, I don't really care. I mean, because we're not going to see. We're seeing the same thing, just a different way. They're just dressing it up different. How about How about you make some different changes and do what other states didn't do? I mean, come on now. Like, where's the representation? Like, if you're gonna, my whole thing is, if we're gonna scream equality all everywhere, everyone's screaming equality. I don't see it. Less than 5%, brother. Less than 5% of the entire cannabis market from Canada all the way to Mexico is run by people of color. Less than 5.
Really?
Yes. You don't believe me? There's a whole, watch this, bro. If the people who are going to watch this, after you watch this video, after you get some great information, you smoke some fire ass weed and do some fire ass dabs and laugh and think about this and ponder for a while, I want you to take your ass over to YouTube and go look at a show called The Patriot Act, by a guy named got his name. He did one of the best videos I have ever seen as far as breaking down how the legal cannabis industry is rigged. I'm telling you, one of the best videos I have ever seen.
I just went into YouTube and I typed Patriot Act and cannabis.
Hassan Minhaj.
The first thing that came up. Yeah.
Hassan Minhaj he answered all of those questions. He basically did what I already did. He did it. He did the homework right there. It's freaking, he broke it down so good. I'm like, damn. What do you need me to talk for? His video did it.
Nice.
His video quite literally did the talk, and I would say 3.2 million people agree. The video got 3.2 million views. It's the highest viewed video once you type in Patriot Act. There it is. First one pops up.
Heck yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
It's real. It's actually legit. The shit in the comment section tells you everything.
Well, I will definitely give it a look.
A lot of folks will say, like, oh man, you're just talking to be talking. Okay, great. Go to the comment section of the videos that I talk about. Go read the comment section. There's the world right there talking. Right there. They're talking right there saying, yep, he ain't lying. Yep, I agree. Yep.
Let
That's
me
the world
change
talking.
gears for just a second. You said you're in the Kansas City area.
Yes, sir.
Are you planning on going to Irish Fest?
Negative.
Oh, you're not? Oh, okay.
I already have obligations.
Oh, okay. I'm
I was
trying to
already
go. I
I
don't
was
get
already
out much.
obligated towards events. I won't be going to Irish Fest.
I don't get out to a lot of events, cannabis related events. I'm really just getting into this. My situation is that I live in Kansas and I'm former military and I worked for the military for years and years. And now that I'm doing this, I kind of burned that bridge, and it's kind of hard for me to come out of my shell a little bit and get myself out there until I actually live in Missouri. You know what I mean? Which is part of my plan. Once I find a location for my business, then I want to locate my home
So
somewhere
you're on. So
nearby.
you're closer to me anyway. You're closer to the Kansas City side anyway.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
If you're in Kansas, unless you're in Wichita,
No, I'm in Leavenworth, Kansas.
you're 45 minutes from me, bro.
Nice. We should get a lunch
Like,
sometime then.
You're quite literally 45 minutes from me, bro. I'm well more like about an hour, maybe an hour 15. Still ain't bad. I'm in Green Valley area.
Okay.
I'm not far, bro.
We should grab a lunch sometime or something.
Leavenworth is still the metro area. That still counts.
Or if you go to any cannabis events, let me know. Maybe we could link up.
There's what this weekend.
What is it?
The Head Stash Bowl in St. Louis. The Cannabis Head Stash Bowl this weekend.
That's too far for me to go. Uh-oh, my lights just flickered, and then for some reason the video froze on your end. I don't know if it's me. Let's give it a minute. Maybe the podcast is over. I don't know if it's over or not. See if you can rejoin v9GROWS420. We were having a lively, spirited conversation. That would suck if that was the end of the podcast. But even so, that was an impromptu podcast that I didn't think was going to happen. And let me click on Facebook, see if I can get. So that was better than nothing, which was what was going to happen. Let me see. That was weird. I don't know if it was his fault or not because my lights flickered at the same time the screen froze up. So it could have been something over here on my end. I could be the one with the technical problems. That sucks. But if he doesn't come back on, this is the end of the podcast, and we'll have him on again at another time, or maybe I could jump on his podcast in the future. We'll see what happens. That was very insightful. That was a opinion about the micro business and the way it's operating, and it seems like there's not very many people of color, even though I would agree with him that it seems to me like the wording, if you look in like the requirements for getting a micro business license, it seems like it should be geared towards people of color, and they're a minority in this whole thing. And the people, and could be one reason why is because there's a lot of people that are submitting dozens or hundreds of oh, here he is. He's back in.
I don't know what happened, bro.
I don't either,
I
brother.
lost power. My house lost power for a split second. Everything flashed. I'm like,
the same thing happened here, but I didn't lose power. I got like a little flash, and then you froze up instantly. I wonder what the heck happened.
Everything gone.
Wow.
It was done.
Oh, wow.
I'm like,
I was just doing a summary to kind of summarize what you were saying, which basically was that I agreed with you that it seems like the wording for the requirements to get a micro business license is geared towards people of color, but you don't see that representation in the licensees that were actually issued.
Well, there's a lot of
I
other
could be
hurdles too.
mistaken because in the second round, though, they don't give the contact information for the licensees. They give the contact information for a contact on the license. The people that actually, sometimes a lot of people, and I was kind of getting into this too, there's people that submitted some dozens, some even hundreds of applications. In fact, there was one thing that was going on where somebody was submitting a bunch of applications from another state for people that didn't even know that they were applying for the micro business license. And they got like 5 or 6 or 7 licenses, and those were some of the people that got those notices of pending revocation, right? So that was some of the shenanigans that were going on. And when you do that and those things get revoked, that screws it up for everybody else. That gives the people that should have gotten a chance no chance, you know. So that's unfortunate. And hopefully, you're probably right. If I had to guess about round 3, they're going to do their best, I think, to try and make the rule changes fair, but people are going to take advantage of the system. People always find a way around the rules, and there probably won't be equal representation, and people are still going to be upset about the outcome. I'm sure that's probably the way it's going to go. They'll probably fix some things and break some other things, if I had to guess. If my experience.
Here's my other thing, though. So here's my other thing. Let's say, for instance, they do things right.
Okay.
Let's say they get it right, and they do things right, and they gear it towards people of color for real, and they actually give them even a head start of sorts. Create programs to give them a head start. Say, hey, you know what? We didn't include y'all in the first round. We barely even include y'all in the second round. But you know what we're going to do for you? Since a lot of something special that no other state's ever done. Because here's the thing, other hurdle, and I ain't saying they got to do this because that would look like, oh my God, you're playing favorites. I get it. Nepotism. I get it. Here's the thing. People of color, how many people of color you know that, hell, I know, that have the liquid assets?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So already that's another hurdle. So they didn't make it easy there. So let's say, for instance, the person of color gets past all the other obstacles. They get over all the hurdles. The application is hidden. Everything is slapping. They get all the points. Now hurdle number 2, you got to have the money to buy the building, the equipment, have the liquid assets up front, have the capital behind you. Yeah. How many people? I may know a handful, if that. And the ones that I know damn sure don't want to get in the weed business. So
I am actively trying to partner with the people of color that I do know that have gotten licenses. Deer Owl Family Farms and I, gentleman, Magnificent Messiah from the St. Louis area, he wants to grow some amazing product, and I definitely want to put his top shelf product in my dispensary. I'm hoping to work with people of color and highlight that.
I would love to have my strains in your dispensary.
Oh, I'd love that too.
I have 2 of them.
Do you?
V9's cookies, and it's Durban Poison OG Kush, just like any other cookies is, but it's my variation. And V9's Tropical Punch. It's a 70-30 sativa dominant.
Nice. Right on.
Definitely.
Definitely. Maybe we could make that happen somehow.
I'm partnered with 5 seed companies, 3 of which actually, I would say 4 are pretty major. One of which is in-house genetics. I'm partnered with them, Slurricane, Dolato, the whole platinum line, anything that says platinum in it, they get intellectual property for. I'm also partnered with Dungeon the Dank out of St. Louis.
I know those guys.
But I got their seeds all over here. I got Captain Redbeards out of Oregon. He's the reason I'm in High Times, as you saw on the page.
He messaged me the other day. I just linked up with him.
Yeah, Cap is cool. Captain Redbeard's cool. I definitely, if you ever talk to him, tell him you know me. He's
I will.
That's my guy. And Tino's Genetics out of Fresno, California. He's like a sister company to in-house genetics. So, and then I got my own genetics. So
that's awesome.
Clones and seeds, just clones for the V9's cookies, because I actually had seeds, but they got lost in the flood.
Oh,
my batch. I maybe have 25 seeds left of my.
No.
I was pissed.
I bet. Oh man. Ow.
But I didn't lose these. I did lose my tropical punches though.
All right.
I didn't lose those.
Looks like you got a bunch in there.
Yeah, my trop punches are quite a few people are growing them, and so one of the guys, Devil Dog Genetics, is growing them. And hell, I'll even share my screen so you can see it, so you guys can see it.
Let me see if I can highlight you here. Nope, that didn't work.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Oh, there. I think I do this.
Now I can share.
Oh, I don't know why I can't highlight you on the screen while you're doing this for some reason.
Okay. I'm doing. I got it right here.
Okay.
I'm literally doing it for you right now. So I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
Can you see?
No, I can just only see you still.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the screen.
Wait. Okay, now I can see it. Okay, all right. I clicked on it.
That's
Now I see it.
v9's Tropical Punch. That's Tropical Punch right there.
Let me get my eyes on so I can take a good look here. Oh, that looks frosty. Do you know how they're growing that? What they're growing it in?
I don't know the medium that he's using. I do not know the medium in which he's growing it. I did not ask Brad that question, but I can ask him. But that is v9's Tropical Punch.
That looks tasty.
She'll have your whole room smelling like cherry, cherry, cherry.
Oh, really?
Yep. Trop
I
cherries.
love that.
Well, Trop cookies and Purple Punch. Not Trop cherries. Trop cookies and Purple Punch.
Okay. Well, since you brought it up, let's talk about terps then. What do you like? Are we still looking at your stuff here?
I can. We're good. We're good. You stop sharing.
Oh, okay. All right.
What terps do I like?
Yeah. What terps do you like?
I love a good diesel, a sweet diesel terp more than anything.
Really?
I love the GMO strains. I love my favorite strain is Bruce Banner. Because I have ADHD, so Bruce Banner does fantastic. As a matter of fact, I have some right here.
Are those sound like indica type stuff?
No, actually, Bruce Banner is a sativa.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, Bruce Banner.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. I'm so jelly.
Let's get a close up of some Bruce. It definitely reminds you of the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, she smells fantastic.
What's the smell? What's the smell?
Strawberry Diesel OG Kush is what Bruce Banner is.
Oh, wow. Looks
Strawberry
nice.
Diesel and OG Kush.
Looking good.
Oh, yeah. Got a whole jar of that. You know, smoke on that a little. I make pre-rolls of that. Pre-rolls of that.
I'm going to have to check you out too, because this is like I said, I'm new to all this. So I want to check out your content as well. See what you've been up to.
So this box right here, the hand stash bowl. This is the judge kit. So I've been judging. It was 23 strains in here.
Oh, wow.
And I've got 9 left.
Oh, wow.
And I've got 9 left. So I'm gonna do 4. I'm actually gonna do 1 while we're on stream right now.
When you do a judge, do you write a review, or do you just do a 1 to 10?
So there's
or what
a
do you
page.
do?
So there's a page they have where you basically judge it on different categories, from freshness to how it looks to how it smells, how it tastes, how smooth the smoke is, the aroma, and you gotta just give information. But I don't know what any of these strains are. I got 4 in my hand right now. I have no idea. I'm doing them in numbered order. 94.
Oh, so they're blind. It's a blind test.
Totally blind. Which is the best thing ever, because the ones that I really, really like, I put stars on. I'm like, ooh.
Nice.
So this
that's
one
really cool.
Let's see.
That's awesome. Let me smell. What's it smell like?
This one kind of reminds me of a can you see it?
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
It does.
It looks absolutely beautiful. It reminds me of a kind of a rainbow Skittles or rainbow Sherb.
Oh, wow.
It reminds me of something like it's something like that. Oh, that's my ferret over there. In one of I'm like, wow, I hear a noise over there. That's my ferret.
Oh, you got a ferret?
Yeah, I got a ferret. Watch this.
Are the ferrets? Do people train those to hunt? Is it ferrets that get trained
ferrets
to hunt?
hunt naturally. Ferrets hunt. They're carnivores. So and they if you got rodents in your house or pests, they're gone with this guy.
Right.
They're gone. They're so gone. He's fast. Boy, he's fast.
I think I've seen people.
A ferret is like having a cat. It's like having a cat mixed with a dog because they eat dog food and they drink water like anything else.
I think I've seen videos of people on those hunting with them. Like they'll go fishing with them. Even they'll go in the water and get fish out of the water.
Now minks are good for hunting.
Okay, maybe that's what I saw.
Minks are, but they're the same family. They're like minks,
right.
like the big brothers to ferrets.
Okay.
So yeah, minks are some of the best hunters.
Huh.
Especially when they come sometimes on farms, people get like rats, real bad rat infestations. Yeah. Send the minks in. The rats scared. They are so afraid of minks. They run. But the minks are too quick for them, and they're very powerful. The jaws are powerful. One bite, they're done. Done. Like damn. It's crazy how strong they are.
I'm sure rats fill a valuable place in the ecosystem, but they give me the heebie-jeebies. I cannot stand mice and rats.
What fulfillment does rats possibly fulfill?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they did spread the bubonic plague, so there is that.
Oh yeah. I always wonder what purpose do flies? Well, flies are food for frogs, but frogs eat a lot of other insects too besides flies.
And mosquitoes and viruses. Oh, yeah, what's the purpose of all this?
What's the purpose of all of those?
Yeah.
But they're to feed other,
Sure, yeah.
Other wildlife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. So yeah, one of the things that I try to touch on my live streams is like growing techniques. Growing techniques is super duper important because a lot of times, like the way I learned how to grow and the way I learned how to like do everything was like I said, I didn't have a person sitting next to me to tell me, hey, you messing this up, or I wouldn't do this way, or maybe you should do it this way. No, I had to take techniques and strategies and learn them on my own and just hit or miss it. It was a hit or miss. If it works, it works. If it didn't, it didn't. And dust yourself off and try again. Which honestly, that's how most folks learn. That's how they learn freehand. It's just, hey, I'm gonna mess it up and see how it works out and learn from my mistakes. To have somebody who can actually sit down with you every week, every Tuesday at 7, a person who can sit down with you and go over it, and you can ask them questions live. They can answer your questions live. It can bring you in their streams even and invite you in. You can show them your grow, and they can see and say, okay, and critique it live and say, you know what? Here's what I would do. Try this, try that. Try doing this, and this might work a little better this way live.
That's really cool. What's your preferred method of growing? How do you like to grow?
Cocoa perlite, 70-30 cocoa perlite. I used to use soil. But I had a friend who made a really good super soil. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This dude's water only soil was pretty damn good. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a water only soil, and it's doing this good. Because typically water only soils have some sort of catch. Typically during flower, you got to add something to it.
Sure, yeah.
Which, I mean, I get that. I totally get it. You almost didn't have to add anything to it. Probably best if you did, but you almost didn't have to. And it was that good. Water only from beginning to end. I was like, wow.
I have had a couple of successful grows. One was a kind of a sea of green type method where I grew in soil and perlite.
SOG method, baby.
Pots. What's that?
The SOG method.
Right. And I grew some marijuana that way. It was, this was back in the time when all you could get was brickweed. So
and whatever seed you got out of the motherfucker, you just plant it and see what happens.
Well, no, I did get some good seeds from Holland, but they were like F2 or F3 generation, so they weren't like real stable or anything. Yeah.
They don't know what F2s.
I got some decent genetics, but my experience growing was pretty good, and the buds were way better than the brickweed stuff that I had access to. But by today's standards, they were pretty crappy. You know what I mean? Today your
But it was better
standards
than the
have gone
brickweed.
way up, you know?
But better than the brickweed.
Right. Yeah. Way better than brickweed. And I also had
I mean,
one
that's all that
successful
matters.
grow outside. What's that?
I think that's all that matters. Shit, it's better than the brickweed. Shit,
Right.
you winning.
How I want to grow when I get my ass into Missouri, when it's legal for me to grow, is I've built a aquaponic garden in my backyard.
Oh yeah, aquaponics gonna kill it.
And that's what I want to try when I get to Missouri. I can't wait to start trying to grow some bud.
That's probably
I
the
set it up in
best way
Kansas,
to
so all
grow,
I grew
man.
was vegetables.
That's such a self-sufficient ecosystem.
Yeah.
It's so you ain't got damn near do nothing. Damn it, they do nothing for real. So
You got to keep the fish alive.
If you have to do that.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. If you don't know what an aquaponic system is, I'll kind of go over it briefly for the viewers. It's like hydroponics.
Hydroponics.
So, but instead of adding chemical fertilizers into the water to fertilize the plants, you have a big tank that has fish, and the fish do their business in the water.
Yep.
And they fertilize the plants, and then the plants clean the water for the fish. It's a closed loop system. So it's really organic way to grow, because if you spray any pesticides on those plants, it'll kill the fish. And if you spray anything, herbicides and stuff like that, it'll kill the fish. The fish die, the whole system dies. So I had a couple successful seasons growing some wonderful organic vegetables outside, and I can't wait to put that into practical use, growing some marijuana. So that's what I want to do when I can get myself to Missouri.
Hell yeah, man. You got the right idea. Aquaponics is a great way to grow. If you can sustain it, and I highly suggest you do it. If you can sustain it, because I mean, think about it. I mean, how much are you going to really pay for nutrients?
No, you don't really pay for nutrients.
There's exactly.
Some stuff you gotta put in the system to keep it balanced and so forth, but it's not like, yeah,
you're more so feeding the fish, but especially if it's more of an outdoor system, it's even better, because the bugs, the fish will eat the bugs.
Oh yeah, true, they will. Yeah,
so y'all don't have any bills. It's like, let the sun do the work, let the fish eat the bugs, let the ecosystem, let the plant grow on its own.
Now, I haven't done any growing outdoors in Missouri, but I heard there's a lot of challenges with mold for people growing in Missouri. And that gives me pause for concern, because I'm trying to grow in water, basically. So we'll have to see how that goes. Challenges?
I would say you have more issues with pests than mold.
Yeah.
Like, there's ways of getting rid of mold, especially if you're doing outdoor, particularly if you're doing greenhouse. There's ways of keeping your humidity down. We both know that.
Yeah.
There's innovative help. A dehumidifier with a long ass extension cord will take care of that problem. It won't work as hard as it'll work hard enough to keep that area, but there's ways of taking care of that problem. But bugs are going to be your big problem. Bugs,
probably, yeah.
Bugs, and then possibly cross pollination for all the ditch weeds. Y'all, it'd be a lot of ditch weeds sometimes.
Right.
I'll just, you gotta think, Missouri and Kentucky were like very, very heavy hemp states.
Yeah.
Very, very heavy hemp states. So
I grew up in Iowa.
Everywhere, dude. It's still everywhere. A lot of ditchweed. A lot of
ditchweed in Iowa.
Go in those woods. You will find, like, what the fuck is big ass plant? Ditchweed.
Yeah.
And people go out there and smoke weed sometimes and just toss the seeds, not realizing the motherfucking seeds are gonna germinate and grow.
Yeah.
Come back, big ass plant there. You're like, what the?
Well, that's different today, though. Now you find a seed in a bag, you're like, oh man. It used to be like, oh crap, there's way too many seeds.
You're happy as hell. You're hella happy.
I know. I remember I would weigh my bag before and after.
This is number 94.
Okay.
I just rolled this up.
That looks good. Okay.
I roll by hand.
Is this probably a gram, or do you know what it is?
This is. I'll be able to tell you. In just a second. Take a paper and 2 filters, put it on a scale, tear it out, and then put the joint on there. That's how you can tell.
There you go.
Take a paper.
I'm guessing every one of those entries probably sends the same gram weight of marijuana for you to smoke.
You say what?
that every entry probably has like 1 gram or 2 grams or whatever it is in that.
No, maybe about 1.5 grams sometimes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, so that's a half gram. Well, 51.51. Now, where's that joint? Almost 2 grams on this one. 1.73.
Oh, wow. Wow. Nice.
Yep, 1.73.
All right.
this
Number 97, did you say?
No, 94.
94. All
Entry
right.
number 94. I got to
94.
go on my website and pull up. I got it already pulled up. I can go back to the home page and don't type the mode. Head stash bowl. Yep. Flower and number 94. Here we go. Start rating and review. Start review. It is joints. The first question is how you're going to consume it. Blunt joint, bong, one hitter, pipe, steamroller, vaporizer. They ask us questions for real.
What makes it different?
Appearance is the first question. How does it look? It looked fucking fantastic. I'm gonna give it an 8. Then they want you to explain how it looked. I don't always explain. Aroma, I'll give that a 7. I wish it smelled better. It was very, very fresh. I'm gonna get that a 9. Flavor, I don't know yet. We're about to find out.
I guess it would be hard to try and grade it on how it breaks up. A lot of times that's a big concern for me. It seems like a lot of times when you break it up and it turns to powder, I feel like it wasn't properly, there wasn't enough humidity.
It's on the powder, the freshness
dry.
is trash.
Right, exactly.
Freshness is at a 1 at that point.
To me, I think that should be a grading criteria. How well does it break up?
Freshness. Freshness
was
okay,
right.
It was.
Okay.
It definitely was. That's definitely one of the metrics. Freshness. And I'm glad. I'm glad that it's on there.
What kind of filter are you using?
Now that I smoke this, it almost puts me in the mind of Double Cross or even a Bruce Banner, which they both have OG Kush in them. So that kind of explains why Double Cross makes some sense. But Double Cross is a cross up of Moonbow and Face Off OG. You see how it burns. Yep, it burns clean. Looks
nice.
Good. White ash team white ash. That doesn't always mean it's clean. I've seen some shit that burned black that was smooth as fuck. So what kind of questions you got for me, bro? Ask any question you want to ask me. I'll answer anything.
Let's see here. How old were you when you first started smoking?
Oh man, when I first started smoking, I was 12. I was 12 years old.
That's a common age.
Yeah, 12 years old, man. Like I was hanging out with a bunch of friends and
a bunch of delinquents, just like you, probably.
Friends, one of them had a Philly pull out a. I'm like, we got the cigar for it. Like you'll see. Oh, he rolled it. I'm like, yes, is that weed? He's like, we all gonna smoke it. I'm like, are you sure? Like I ain't never had weed before. Like, oh, yeah, we gonna smoke with you then. But the problem is, weed didn't really get me high at that time.
Oh, really?
Huh. I've told that story too. Hold on one second.
Yeah, how was that? I want to know how that was when you're done.
Wow. All the terps that I like. You can definitely taste the carotene in here. Might even be some humulene, nerolidol. But I can definitely taste the myrcene, carotene, and possibly humulene and nerolidol. It's the earthy, peppery, diesel taste. Yeah. Everything I like. And then the undertone is very sweet. So yeah. I'm feeling that.
That's quite, that's true. That reviews are all subjective because those are all things that you liked. Where somebody else might have smoked that same thing and been like, I like the effects, but I don't like the flavor or whatever. It's totally subjective.
And it was extremely smooth. It was extremely smooth.
You didn't cough at all. Didn't look like it
Nope.
was any problem.
The effects, I felt them the moment I took my second hit.
You know, I kind of saw your eyes glaze over a little bit on your second hit. I was like, it looks like he's enjoying that right now.
Yeah, that second hit always tells the tale. So 94 is graded. I'm done with 94.
Oh, that was simple. That was an easy grading process. Nice.
And now we just enjoy it.
Right on. So, yeah, I was probably 12 also. 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there. I'm thinking I was 12 the first time I sampled marijuana, and it was kind of an interesting experience. My mom was really anti-drug for some. I was a single child only child raised in a single parent family, so it was just me and my mom.
Oh, wow.
And she always told me, don't do drugs. You know, drugs are bad. Don't do drugs, right?
Mm.
And I was out walking down the road one day. I was walking along the highway, and I found a little, like a 25-cent money wrapper. You know, you find 25-cent, like $10 worth of coins in there. And I was like, oh, wow, some money. And I looked at it, and there was some funny cigarettes in there. It wasn't any money in there. And I was like, you know, I could tell there was big seeds in it. It wasn't anything like, because my grandpa rolled his own cigarettes. I was like, this is not tobacco. I told my mom about it when I got home. And all those times she told me not to do drugs. And she said, that was probably marijuana. Did you smoke it? I was like, you're sending me mixed messages, Mom. So the next opportunity I got, somebody offered me a little bit of marijuana. I was like, okay, whatever. And the rest is history.
Got you hooked.
Yeah.
And honestly, cannabis isn't even addictive. It's the effects are addictive. People think that cannabis is addictive. It's not. The effects are like how it makes you feel is addictive. And people don't. Not everyone wants to smoke weed to get high. Some people want to smoke it to get better. People don't thought about it like that. They want to smoke it everybody's not in it to get high.
Do you use any cannabis products that you don't use to enhance your brain, like any CBD products, anything for medication, anything like that?
I use a topical.
Do you?
I have a it's around here somewhere. It's a pain roller. My pain topical's around here.
Okay.
I use that all the time. Ugh. And I also have this right here, this jade cream. I use this right here. It's got chamomile and arnica. Chamomile and arnica in it. See?
Mm-hmm.
Hemp oil.
Nice.
I use that for pain too. I'll put it on because my pillow kind of sucks. I got to get a better pillow for my neck. And so yeah, and also RSO too.
Oh, nice. What are you? Do you mind if I ask what you're using that for?
Topical as well.
Oh, okay, all right.
See, in its true form, RSO is really topical. And it's true. You can ingest it if even though sometimes I wouldn't ingest it. It's made with isopropyl alcohol. It's so minuscule. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not the best way to do it. Better to use grain alcohol because it's food grade. But you know.
I have some creams and lotions and stuff, some CBD stuff that I use that's from Bipolar Times. And she is a person of color, a black lady there in the St. Louis area that's just launching this product. I think her website is bipolartimes.com, and it's spelled bipolar, BYEPOLARTYMES, I think.
Okay.
So if you wanted to support her, and she's got a bunch of lovely products. She had some really good hemp that made wonderful tea. I made tea out of it, and it was freaking amazing. I drank some of that before I went to bed, and it really helped me sleep. She's got eye cream and all kinds of products.
Yeah, sometimes I'll eat gummies RSO gummies before I go to bed.
Okay.
RSO gummies for bed are the best shit ever. You'll be knocked out in 10 minutes, 20 minutes tops. You'll be on Dream Street.
Yeah, I like to use the cannabis for the medicinal purposes. That's all I'm allowed to do. As long as there's no THC in it, I'm good here in Missouri or in Kansas, which is one reason I can give away beans.
Oh, so basically, okay, so So, I guess you guys still fall under the hemp law still.
Yeah.
Okay, so in theory, cannabis is 0.3% THC if you harvest it at a certain time,
Right. Yeah.
and you have it tested at a certain time. It isn't until you light stuff on fire, and then it jumps up.
Right.
So
Exactly.
in theory,
right.
all of the stuff you buy, if it's at that 0.3% or lower, is in theory legal in Kansas.
Yep. One of my people that I do some business with, JC Cerise in Kansas City, he's got a smoke shop there, Dr. Smoke, where he does the THCA stuff.
Everybody knows who Dr. Smoke is.
Okay.
Everybody knows who Dr. Smoke is for
He's a pretty
obvious
cool
reasons.
Guy. He's a pretty cool
Obvious
guy.
reasons.
I like him. What are your thoughts on Dr. Smoke? Yeah? Nice. I like to hear that. That's awesome.
Man.
What's that?
Doing his thing.
He's a really cool guy. He's very cool. He's got a really cool dog too, Molly Pitbull.
I've never seen his dog.
Oh my God, she's so awesome.
I've been up to a shop a couple times.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I got a homegirl who works up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Bailey.
Oh, yeah, I know Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey.
I tried to get her to be a guest on my podcast, and she's always busy.
She's actually one of my growers for the in-house genetics home grower showcase.
Well, now I probably really need to try harder to get her on my podcast.
Yeah, she's cool. Bailey's cool. Shout out to Bailey. We see you, Bailey. Shout out to you.
Right. Yeah. Shout out, Bailey, for sure. Yeah, he actually, all his employees that I've interacted with there really seem like really cool people. He's got a good crew working for him out there. And if you guys get a chance to go to Dr. Smoke, you should definitely drop in there. He's got all kind of products in there. He's got those CBD, he's got drinks, he's got that THCA hemp flower going in there. He's got a lot of stuff going on in there. He's got the legal versions of the magic mushroom type stuff going on in there. He's got a lot of stuff going. So stop in there and check him out. Do you do any microdosing?
Mushrooms?
Yeah. No?
I have before. I wanna go on a trip though. I've never tripped before. I've never tripped on mushrooms.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That is a sad story.
I know it is a sad story. I've never tripped. It's like I'm almost scared to trip.
It can be a little scary your first time. Being with the right people and in the right place is key to having a pleasant experience when you're doing hallucinogens, in my experience. So, yeah. Always want to be in a place where you feel comfortable. I mean, if you feel comfortable going out and partying, that's cool, but I want things to be low key. I don't want too much stimulation, when I'm taking my medicine.
Exactly.
And that way I can kind of control my environment a little bit. If I'm feeling anxious, I can put on a funny movie or, whatever. I can kind of change the atmosphere a little bit. So, yeah.
This smoke is very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is about to get a star. Because it's very enjoyable.
I figured that was going to be your experience. After I saw you take that second hit, I was like, he is enjoying this.
It's very enjoyable.
Nice.
It's a few of them in here that are really, really enjoyable.
Are you going to find out eventually what the strains are?
At the end, this weekend I'll find out. Yep,
right on. Well, I want to know what your favorites turned out to be.
I haven't voted any of my favorite yet. I honestly haven't. I haven't done any favorites yet. Only because like I want to get through all of them and then go back and go through all the stars again and remember what I liked about them. Because I think my favorite so far is I'm probably gonna go with 88. 88 was definitely a really, really, really good one. I mean, it was super, super good.
How did you get involved to be a judge?
The Head Stash had a and they had a website where you can go and volunteer to be a judge, and they just picked random.
Oh, really? Huh. I've tried to be a judge before, but it never worked out for me so far. One of these days, maybe. Have you ever worked in the cannabis industry?
Nope, and I probably never will.
When I started applying for the micro business thing, I figured that if I actually got a license, it would only benefit me to have some industry experience. So I went out and got a job, and I worked at the Smithville facility for a local cannabis company. And I worked there for about 8 months. I started off in cultivation, and I worked in packaging and bucking. And on the weekends, I did security work. So that was a really good experience. Everybody there was super cool. I enjoyed my time there. And the only reason I'm not working there now is because I got this micro business license while I was working there, and I felt like it might be a conflict of interest, and I just didn't want to create any problems. So I just kind of went my way.
Makes sense.
So, yeah. And I still got really a lot of good relationships with people there, and I still talk to people that I used to know there, and I kind of miss being there. There's a lot of really cool people work there.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So
I understand, man. The cannabis industry can be really, really, really like it can really, really take its toll on you. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Because I've heard stories. My friends who work in the cannabis industry tell me this all the time. It's a very common thing that I hear. A very common, like overwork, underpaid is a big one. That's a big one that comes up a lot.
I didn't want to say anything because I don't want to say anything bad about my employer.
I mean, we have to call it what it is, bro. Like we gotta call this shit what it is, B. Like
when I was there, I didn't need a job. So the pay was incidental to me. I was really there more to get the experience.
And a lot of folks do that. A lot of folks go for the experience. Problem is, we got bills.
Right. I get it. Yeah. And for people,
that's great.
That's
great for a person in high school. That's great for a high school kid. In college or some shit. That's great for that. It's not great for a full-on adult who got responsibilities and other things trying to take care of. You got. I'm sure you got a wife. You got a wife.
Yeah.
You have a wife. You got kids.
Sure. Yeah. No kids yet.
No kids. So you got a wife. There it is. You have someone who depends on you.
Sure.
So there it is. There it is. Yeah. That works really well for a bachelor. A bachelor who's 23 years old. No.
Right. No. So yeah,
bills, man. I get why you made your move and had to transition. You got to, bro, because you got bills to pay, man. Hey, working in the industry, I told everybody it is not going to be what it is all cracked up to be unless you are the owner. Not talking about financially, because you go to work to make money. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to line up a podcast episode where it's specific to bud tenders. I want to get like 4 or 5 bud tenders from different dispensaries in the Missouri area and have them come on and talk about their experience working in different dispensaries and what they're.
I can give you some former bud tenders.
If they're recently former bud tenders, that would work out. Yeah.
I don't know about recently former,
but.
I know a couple of folks who worked in the industry when it was like in its genesis.
Well, they might have an interesting perspective also. I think
quite a few folks who worked in it when it was in its genesis. My homeboy Mitch just got a license, as a matter of fact, in Kansas City.
Oh, really?
Mitch Alexander.
Oh, I know Mitch. Mitch. He's out there.
My motherfucking man, Mitch. That's my dude, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's always been really cool to me. I like Mitch.
Mitch is my guy.
I asked him to help me work on my business plan, and he said he would. I never followed up on that, but you know what I mean? He said he would help me.
He's a good dude. He's a good brother.
Yeah, I know Mitch. Wow, that's cool. I'm just kind of new getting into this, but we know some of the same people. That's kind of neat.
I mean, because a lot of those guys, for the most part, will be running in the same circles too, because we're all exchanging the same information, knowing the same people, hanging out in the same crews.
Right.
Mitch is cool.
Mitch had I don't know if he still does, but he had an interest in a micro business license
I think
for a while.
He won a license.
He won a license. Oh, was it a micro business license?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, all right.
I want to say it was. I'm almost a million, billion, trillion % sure that's exactly what it was.
Well, that's how I know him, because we were kind of we run in kind of similar circles in the micro business community. So we're bound to bump into each other eventually at a meeting or something.
It makes sense.
So I was introduced to him by some other people that got a grow license in the Kansas City area. And my girl Courtney from Quartz Cannabis grows live soil, and she grows the best marijuana I've ever smoked in my life. That girl grows. It's freaking amazing. But I need to expand my horizons. It's the best weed I've smoked so far.
Absolutely. Understand. Right. Well, brother, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here.
Okay.
I gotta get some things done in my garden. I'm gonna do some defoliating and get in here and get to work. I got a lot of shit I gotta do.
Well, man, I much appreciate you jumping on here and saving my podcast this evening.
It's no problem.
Thank you so much. If you ever want me to be a guest on your show, or if there's anything I can do
for
you,
whenever I always have segments where people could jump in, and I'll leave the opportunities open. So whenever I'm available, I got you back, bro.
All right on, brother. Well, I appreciate it. Did you want to shout out any contact information or anything? Or
hey, you guys, real quick, you can hit me up on v9GROWS420.com. All my seeds and other merch, like my dab rigs. I sell these Rio dab rigs right here.
What? Nice.
This is called a Rio. Rio is an acronym for rig in one, because it is a rig in one torch.
Oh, cool.
Mold right here.
Nice.
Banger glass piece, all in one, and it has a little carrying case that comes with it.
That's cool.
Genetics as well, from in-house genetics right here. The purple honey, Captain Redbeards as well, the Dosey Lotto autos. And I also have my strain, V9's Tropical Punch as well. You can check those seeds out, as well as Tino Genetics and Dungeon the Dank on my website, v9GROWS420.com. You can also check out my live streams every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Central Time on Facebook and Instagram, but I do alternate back and forth. So you can check me out, v9GROWS420.com, on both of those platforms. So in the morning at 7:10 on that Tuesday, you'll typically get a stream on both platforms at the same time, letting you all know where I'm going to be that night.
Oh, okay. Right on.
So everyone's pretty well informed on where I'm going to be streaming at. So just tune in and check me out, v9GROWS420, on everything and all. Hey, fuck with your boy the long way, not the wrong way. Mr. High Times, 2 awards. I won Missouri Cannabis Culture Award winner, Best Cannabis Reviewer Influencer, and Best Educator for the state of Missouri. It's your
awesome
boy, V9.
Epic. Well, that's a heck of a resume, and I'm glad you did a shout out. If you want to support my guest, please go to his website. You can support him that way. Jump on his podcast or his live cast Tuesdays at 7. I think I'm going to change. I'm supposed to be doing a podcast live Tuesdays at 7. What you got there?
That's my brand of flower. It's called Gas Pedal Selects. Notice the acronym is GPS, because I'm everywhere, baby. Always on location. That's my little homie. That's my little homie right there. My little homie G Gassy is his name. G Gassy.
Nice.
He keeps it G and he keeps it gassy because he's G Gassy.
Well, thanks again for showing up, brother. I really appreciate you. You saved me at the last minute. I appreciate you jumping on here and helping out. So,
no problem at all. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And everybody, check me out, v9GROWS420 on all platforms. Peace.
Take care. And if you want to see me, you can check me out at Mo High Tight on YouTube, or 420 High Tight on Instagram. I also got a webpage I'm trying to get together with all my contact information. You can get my phone number if you want to be a crazy stalker person, and my email. All that stuff's on there at mohightight.com. So check me out. Take care, everybody. Appreciate you dropping in.